Greetings. Good afternoon. Good evening, pardon me. Keep that ginger ale on deck. Sleep in their air conditioner. They got the best of me. So I'm a little bit under the weather. Y'all come in here though. Let's talk. We got to chit chat about some things I got going on in my life. Feeling vulnerable right now. So came here with the intentions of having this discussion with y'all. Maybe some of y'all can relate to what's going on with me. So good afternoon. Late afternoon. 5:15 on the East Coast. Subscribe to the channel. As y'all come in here, hit the bell so you get the notifications. He said, what's the topic? There's a title on the front of this video. All you got to do is read it, and we gonna get it in. You know what I'm saying? Got some information I want to share with y'all. I'm feeling beat down right now. It ain't no fatigue more heavy than mental fatigue. I slept most of the day. I just got up at like 3 in the afternoon. I got up this morning. I went to take care of some things, and then I was back in bed by like 9:30. I slept from 9:30 to 3 in the afternoon, like 3:30. Sounds like I was beat. But yeah, we need to have this discussion because it's something that's heavy on me right now. Good afternoon. Make sure that y'all hit the notification bell. This is your first time in the live stream. We have real life discussions here. It's all real. Peace, Terrell. It's all real. It's all real, man. But I'm gonna wait for a few more people to get here. Y'all share this live and like the video as y'all come in. Peace. Make sure y'all follow me on IG and go watch my interview with Illa G. I told Illa G during the live, I said, man, I got to figure out how to follow up a grand interview like this. And I got somebody on the cooker. All I got to do is bring it into reality. But I'm in communication with a legend, super legend. Y'all gonna love this because he's rare. You don't see him online at all like that. And y'all gonna love it. Anyway, Sacramento, what's happening? Yeah, I'm a little beat down, man. I lost somebody this morning. One of my, I don't be calling niggas big homies and shit like that, but this is one of my homies. He was older than me, and he was a big nigga. So I can call him, he was like a big homie. He was in every sense of the word. Not the same type of big homie that y'all be talking about. This is literally somebody that I felt safe when he was in the room. I felt safe about it. You know what I mean? I felt comfort and shit. This guy. Everybody loved this dude. This dude was very, very dear to my generation for sure. You dig? He said, "You not sick, are you?" No, I'm strapped. We're going to talk about these too. I brought these here for a reason. I'm trying to keep y'all from getting sick because my homie got sick and it was too late. It was too late to start administering and implementing, holistics, man. It was too late. And my father passed away from cancer, right? But my father wasn't no big dude. He wasn't like no big nigga or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? My pops was 59 when he passed away from cancer. He inhaled some shit in a foundry he was working in. Some shit got in his lungs and shit like that, put him down. But my homeboy, he passed away this morning. His name was Marvin. Jones. He was a ball player. He could hoop. All the bitches liked him. He was a hustler. He just was just one of those wonderful people that you encounter in a lifetime and shit. He was from across town, but he wasn't geographical. Um, like I said, he was a hustler and he was from across town, but he got indicted with niggas from my neighborhood. Kind of like one of those situations where all the big boys fuck with each other and shit like that. So yeah, his celebrity and his status transcended any geographical boundaries and shit. You dig? So really, really good dude, man. You know what I mean? Whenever I went to his, I'm about to cuss this motherfucker out. I have to cuss this person out because I just told him I'm busy. Yo, didn't I tell you that I was busy, man? Fuckers be playing at the wrong time. Like, I don't move to nobody's fucking beat. I'm fucking busy. I'm busy. That's the end of it. Don't fuck with me today. Listen, right? Really, really good dude, man. You know, when you were shorty and shit, you know what I'm saying? And you was in my position, you know, you a young nigga getting some money in the streets and shit like that. Sometimes you would have to deal with dudes from across town and shit. You dig? And I would go to visit this dude in his neighborhood. And, you know, them niggas out there, them niggas would be ice grilling and looking at me funny and shit like that. But I was with him, so they knew not to, you know, ain't nothing up. But I would go see this cat. And he's just one of them older dudes. It was a pleasure to deal with him, man. Like he was gonna get some extras and shit. You know what I mean? You're a young nigga, you hugging the block and shit like that. Them little extras that you would get from them, you know, from the plugs and shit like that. Them shits meant a lot, man. Like if you was shopping with a nigga, man, and eventually he just started giving you some extras and shit like that, shit accounted for a lot. But he was one of them dudes and shit. Real good dude, man. Excellent businessman. I shopped in his store. He had a clothing store called E&M Fashion. When I was in college and shit, I used to go through there and cop clothes and shit. He was still showing love and shit. Like really, really good dude. But we were dealing with each other up close in the twilight years of the twilight period of his life. You know what I'm saying? He was basically terminally ill. And that shit, that fucking chemotherapy, man. And I don't know if they're gonna do anything to my live stream or whatever, because they don't play you talking like you're a medical practitioner online. They'll flag your video and shit, but that chemo and shit like that, man, it just ate him up. It ate him up. I just seen a video where a doctor was talking about how chemotherapy it's an industry. It's an industry, and he basically said that doctors buy chemo like you buying weight. They buy chemo, right? They buy it in bulk, and in order for them to make a profit, they got to get it off. So when someone comes to a doctor, you know what I'm saying, to get diagnosed, these guys are saying, yo, you need chemo because they want to get this package off and shit. I couldn't believe this shit. I'm like, man, ain't this a bitch? So, yeah, they'll tell you that you need chemo and shit, even though like 90 something percent, like it don't really save nobody. Like the percentages of people who get saved by this shit is very, very low. It don't save motherfuckers and shit. Essentially, chemotherapy, to my understanding, is this. When you ever put something in the microwave and watch it cook, like you looking through and I think that's dangerous to be like looking in the glass while something is cooking in the microwave. That might be dangerous or some shit, but that's radiation. And the way that you see something start sizzling and shit like that, That's basically what chemotherapy is and shit. That's radiation and shit. And I believe that their objective is to cook whatever the fuck is going on inside of you. Whatever the case, the shit it tore my man up. He's like I said, he was older than me and shit, and he's a hustler. I dealt with him. He's my brother age and shit. My brother called me from North Carolina. He was like, "Yo, Marv got he got a t-shirt business that he trying to sell and shit. He tried to give it to his kids and shit, but they not flat-footed hustlers. They not really receptive to what the fuck he was trying to give them. He was just trying to give it to them. And this is a giant cricket machine on wheels, the t-shirt press, all the cutting shit, like just a business and shit. And I told him, I said, I want that shit. So he put us together and shit. Marv ended up texting my phone and shit. I'm like, yo, who this? I'm like, this messy Marv. He like, yeah. I said, where you at? I want that machine. I said, you could take that off Facebook. I don't want nobody looking at that joint. You know, that shit sold and shit. He like, you want it for real? I said, yeah, man, you can take that shit down. So the next day I went to pick him up. And I hadn't seen him in a long time and shit. And when he came out on the porch, man, I was like, God damn. I was like, damn, 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 man. Like I felt fucked up inside, man, seeing him looking like that. He was so small and shit. This is a big dude, and he was small as hell, man. His skin was dark, and it was just a bad situation and shit. So, soon as he get in the car and shit, I'm like, I'm like, yo, man, what is you dealing with, man? You want the cancer or something like that? He was like, yeah. So I started to share with him my information and shit. You know what I'm saying? The information that I have. Then he was like, yeah, he said everything that Dr. Sabi has prescribed, man, I'm on it and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The first thing came out of his mouth was sea moss and a bunch of other shit. Sea moss don't save lives. Black people are under the impression that sea moss is like a wonder drug or something like that. Like when you talk to people about being healthy or eating right, one of the first things to come out their mouth is sea moss. Sea moss is effective. It contains 92 of the natural minerals found in your body. And it's effective, right? But nothing is going to work if you're not doing all of it. You got to do all of it. You got to do all of it, man. You know what I mean? You have to do all of it. It's people that I grew up amongst, like, since I was a shorty and shit. And my family, we ain't never ate no pork and shit. And, whenever the topic would come up, motherfuckers would have some clever shit to say about pork and shit, right? Yo, my grandmother lived this long. And da, 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 da. Man, shut the fuck up, man, and listen to this fucking information and shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? You got to do all of it. You got to do all of it, man. You got to eliminate pork from your diet. You got to eat live, raw vegetables, man. Like you have to eat green vegetables. You got to eat fruits. You have to exercise. You have to drink teas. You have to rest. You know what I'm saying? Um, you have to study. Most importantly, you have to study, man. It's 100% a lifestyle. You got to do all of it. All of it. I'm on Shilajit right now. I'm on burdock root. I'm on ashwagandha. These are um, herbs that I understand to be very, very valuable to people and shit. I'm eating watermelon with the seeds in them and shit. If you're paying attention to what's going on in grocery stores and shit, the fruits that have seeds in them, they starting to like be scarce. Like you got to seek them shits out and shit. It's because everything is an industry with these people in the United States. You don't see shit in the United States being banned. There's shit that's that we eat over here that's banned in other countries and shit. Like it's banned. Like they don't sell it. Like it's illegal to fucking sell. Like it will kill you and shit. But they not doing that in the United States. Like they don't care. They don't care about the population. They don't care about us and shit. So They sell you shit that's dangerous, and it's a lot of shit in the grocery store that's dangerous. Um, the food chart that we was introduced to as kids in school, the five basic food groups and shit, that shit will kill you. That shit will kill you. And people need to understand that we was misled and shit like that. Like the five basic food groups will kill you. And it's fucking shame and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be mindful what the fuck you eating. If you know, black people, white people, Chinese, um, Asians, just people of all different backgrounds are killed by cancer. It has to be one thing because our bodies are wired differently. Our DNA is different and shit. You know what I'm saying? Between the the races and shit like that. Our DNA, the way our bodies is built is different. The only thing that we have in common is the fucking grocery store. The grocery store is the only thing we have in common. So um again, I'm fucked up, man. This shit it destroyed my man like fast. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see somebody, I'm used to death. Death is around us. Death is a part of living and shit. Many people around me have been murdered, overdoses and shit like that. Like I'm used to that type of shit. But all of those methods of death happen fast. Motherfucker get murdered, he out of here in seconds. Motherfucker take an overdose, you out of here, right? Cancer, it's not like that. Like you see a motherfucker dying. You see them dying in front of you and shit. Like murder, that shit happens within seconds and shit. They gone. Fucking they got the fucking body bag in front of them and shit. You know what I mean? Put them in a body bag, zip them up, you know what I mean? Put the blanket over them, whatever and shit. And it's over and shit. But cancer, you see that shit, man. You see that shit live. Like you see a live death. And that shit is disturbing as a motherfucker, man. I know these people be in pain and a bunch of other shit, man. And I came here to tell y'all, do not wait until you get diagnosed with some type of health ailment to start trying to live right, to start trying to eat correctly, to start trying to studying shit. It's probably gonna get my video flagged, but this is something that I'm on right now and shit. These are bitters. These is very important. It's my understanding that soursop is something that kills cancer, right? But it's not available in the United States. It's not. If you get your hands on some soursop, you're gonna get it from like an Asian market or from Jamaicans or some shit, some people who have imported it. But it's not available in the United States. It's because, according to my understanding, they know that this shit will cure things, and they know that this shit will cure things. And if soursop is available over here, then they won't be able to sell their medications and shit. They won't be able to sell their radiation treatments and all of that type of shit. Like that shit won't be needed. That will be an industry that's just wiped out. And it's almost like the United States uses its residents as, them fucking mice that you see in laboratories and shit like that, and they be doing tests on them and experimenting with them and shit like that. That shit go on in the United States with human beings and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit go on in the United States with human beings. This shit I got right here is something that I gave to my homeboy, you know, as he was going through what he was going through, and I was telling him, man, you got to drink this shit, man. You're supposed to just take tablespoons of this shit. Me, I throw that shit back like it's liquor. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be here. And yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Guinea pigs. They use us for guinea pigs in the United States and shit. Don't wait until you sick. Don't wait until you sick to start making some changes in your lifestyle. Like a part of living, exercise is a part of living. You have to exercise. If you get sick internally, if shit is going on inside your body and shit, you in some fucking trouble. You in some fucking trouble, man. You in some trouble. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And my man, he was very intelligent and shit. He just wasn't raised in the Nation of Islam like me. Whereas, How to Eat to Live by Elijah Muhammad, that wasn't in his house. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have a mother that was on ginseng, on herbal teas, on holistic healing and shit like that. A lot of people are becoming aware of this shit by way of social media and shit. There's a lot of information available online about health. I advise y'all to absorb it. I advise y'all to absorb it, man. Like when you see them videos and shit, and they be talking about antioxidants like the red onion, and lemons, and garlic and shit like that, juicing. You got to take that information and use it for yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of it makes perfect sense if you a lot of it makes perfect sense. You got to be aware that some people be saying some shit that's not true. Like for instance, I listen to and I absorb teachings from Dr. Sebi. I do, but I don't agree with everything that he said and shit. He says that garlic ain't no good for you. I don't believe that to be the truth. I don't believe that to be the truth. I don't. As a matter of fact, I was in the Whole Foods and shit, and I said that. Well, I actually asked this older lady. She was in there. She's like 85 years old. She's still vibrant, walking around in the Whole Foods, speaking to people, giving people information. She's an elder, and she was Sicilian and shit. They use garlic in they fucking, in their recipes and their spaghetti sauces and shit like that. Then I told her what Dr. Sebi said about garlic, and she was like, "That's bullshit." She's like, "I'm 85 years old, man. I've been on garlic my whole life and shit, man." She got to running it down, telling me everything that garlic is essential for. Like she telling me, like, when you get a cold and shit like that, man, you take garlic, man, you sweat that shit right out, man. That shit open up your nasal passages. And she gave me a whole education on garlic. I believe that garlic is necessary and shit. But I'm sharing this with y'all so y'all can seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave and shit. Make sure that you read and studying the human body, and you got to share this information with your people. I got a thread in my phone. It's between me and my brother and shit. Find you a partner, somebody else that's trying to study holistic healing and shit like that. And two heads are better than one. Me and my brother, we text each other all day long and shit. You know what I'm saying? Sharing information like about everything um pertaining to health. Like we pretty boys and shit. We big on our skin and nails and all of that type of shit. Like he find out anything, he send me the information. I find out anything, I send him the information. He said pineapples and kiwis are bad. I've heard that. I've heard people from other countries said, "Nah, y'all pineapples in the United States is bad." You know what I'm saying? So I don't know and shit. You know what I mean? I've been in other countries and I've seen different fruits and shit that don't even come to the United States. They don't. Gully, your Instagram post made me make the decision to change my diet. We don't even have real bananas here. The next pandemic, a lot of us ain't gonna walk out of their hospitals. If you don't have to, you probably shouldn't go in the hospital because the hospital is an industry. Um, when that whole COVID thing was going on, and they essentially changed the world. closed schools, told people that they couldn't work. You got to work at home. People got to go to school at home. They passing out laptops and shit. It changed the world, but COVID don't kill people like cancer. It don't. It ain't even close. It's not even close, and that made me very suspicious about the motive and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like COVID ain't no problem like cancer. It's not. It's not. But that I didn't see them changing the world trying to combat cancer. Something that's killing people of all races and shit. You know what I mean? I didn't see that. So you can take what I'm saying as the truth, or you can go your own way. I'm just sharing with you shit that I've studied and shit. You know what I'm saying? Burro bananas are the real banana, the small ones. Those bananas even taste better. I don't know if people know what he's saying when he say burro bananas. Burro bananas are like this big. That's a good ass banana. That tastes totally different than the big ones and shit. And those little bananas, you'll find those in the Asian spots. You'll find those in the Asian spots, the Chinese spots and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like the American grocery stores, they got they got the basics in there. Like if you're not going to like Wegmans or some shit or the Whole Foods, when you walk into the grocery store, that's kind of like going into a liquor store and shit like that. You know what I mean? Kiva Bolton, my grandmother ate pork her whole life and died at 94. There's some Muslims in North Philly dying at 40 and 50. What the fuck? What the fuck do you mean by that? What's your whole point in saying that? I read that comment because I want to pull you up in front of the class. What's your fucking point? What's your fucking point in saying some shit like that? Your grandmother could have been truly blessed. She probably did a lot of other things that got her well off into her 90s. But let's stick to these books that a lot of people was raised on and shit. Because you don't hear people say this and shit. It's in the Bible that you should not consume the swine and shit. It seemed like people, especially of the Christian faith, they try to practice everything in the Bible except that. Except that. Like they'll even sell it at their dinners and shit. How the fuck do you sell pork at your fucking church dinners and your church functions and serve that shit and it say not to fucking eat it in the Bible? It do. This is the fucking truth. It's like people act like they just skip over that verse. It's in Leviticus 10, ain't it? I never understood that and shit. You dig? And I never understood people who will come and try to promote that shit. They got viral videos of fucking pigs eating fucking shit. It's online. You could see a pig eating turds. You could see pigs eating mice and a bunch of other shit. You dig? Yeah. He said they love they swine. Yeah, like I'm kicking this bitch out of here. Fuck out of here. Motherfucker, you been got a motherfucking kill. Find that broad that said that shit about the pork. Get her out my chat. Swine is the exact same thing as shitting in the hand. What do you think they fed the slaves? Pork. They probably fed them worse than that. You act like they had great positive intentions for fucking slaves and shit. You act like they wanted slaves to be well off or something like that. You're a fucking slave. You get your ass whooped and shit, and whooped, raped, molested, and all of that type of shit. What makes you think they gonna give them something good to eat at night? Don't make sense. Get your ignorant ass out of my chat. She gone. Eva Vogue, you've been here for some time. The thing about these live streams and chats, you can't see the person that you're talking to and shit. It ain't a doubt in my mind that this is a fat, sickly looking ass bitch in here talking about that goddamn swine and shit, spreading motherfucking dangerous information in my chat. Leviticus chapter 11. AJ Miller, you getting the fuck up out of here too. This ain't no fucking joke. I hate ignorant niggas. It ain't nothing that I hate and despise more than ignorant niggas and shit. It's fucking shame and shit. You see a lot of that online. Ignorant niggas and shit. Dangerous 85ers. Easy to be led in the wrong direction. Hard to be led in the right. Want everybody to be fucking deaf, dumb, and blind. When Malcolm X passed the corner, said his inside was extremely clean from eating right. Yeah, Trey Bucks, we detest low intelligence and shit. That's something that gotta be eliminated from the communities everywhere and shit. You know what I mean? When you come online, you encounter the most perversion. You do. You encounter it's like retarded motherfuckers come here to flex and shit. You dig? These motherfuckers wasn't raising their hand in class. These motherfuckers wasn't raising their hand in class in school, but they come online and want to be outspoken and shit. It's found in Leviticus and Deuteronomy, and people act like they don't see that verse. That that's not a Muslim thing and shit. That's in the Bible too. Just so you understand. Just so you understand that. Debo, you getting the fuck up out of here too. People like you will have motherfuckers dying. Getting back to what I'm saying and shit. I'm in here trying to save lives. I got these bottles from a website called sereneherbs.com. Go over there and get you something that can save your life and shit. You know what I'm saying? We spent a boatload of money on intoxicants, weed, alcohol, Hennessy, prescription pills. Get something that's gonna save your motherfucking life. And you can pass it on to your children and shit. Have them taking the bitters and shit like that. Make sure that their immune system is solid. You dig? Straight like that. South London, my 13-year-old just signed for a pro football team. My proudest day to date. Thank you. Elijah Muhammad wrote the book, How to Eat to Live. It's a good read, very good read. I can't even see what they saying. You getting them out of here so fast. I hate ignorant niggas. I hate ignorant niggas. I say niggas because I know they black. I know they black. You know what I'm saying? Black cancerous crab in a barrel ass niggas and shit. They dangerous. You know what I mean? But I have this at my disposal where I can get you the fuck up out this chat forever. You don't need to be here. Go to somebody else's channel with your pro pork rhetoric. Go to somebody else's channel with that. Dig? Where did your parents get Muslim snacks or things of that nature? There's no such thing as a Muslim snack. If you ask them what we use for snacks, fruit, peaches, plums, pink grapefruit, bananas, apples. They got several different, just any type of fruit that you could imagine. You know what I'm saying? I got a cousin and shit. You know, his mom was getting high and shit like that. He told me recently. He said, "Man, I didn't even." He said, "I never even seen so many, like fruits and vegetables and shit like that." So I started to spend the night over y'all house when I was a kid and shit. He said, "I didn't. My refrigerator wasn't like that. Our refrigerator didn't look like y'all's and shit. You know what I'm saying? Strawberries, grapes, dates. You know what I mean? Just the whole shebang and shit." I made a point of mentioning the pink grapefruit because that's something that was popular in my crib and shit. Pink grapefruit. It was. And everybody refrigerator wasn't like that. It wasn't. But that come from being raised around the proper information. Straight up. If a person eats chitterlings, that explains all of their health issues. Yeah, mango, good one. Trey Bucks. It's funny that you said that. I was just talking to my mom about that the other day. I don't know where a lot of y'all live at, but when I was a shorty, we knew the backyards that had the fruit and shit. That was a part of my childhood, going on expeditions and shit, going on, you know, the whole squad getting on bikes, going to a specific neighborhood because a specific house got a fucking pear tree in the back of their house. I don't know if y'all grew up like that, but I was telling my mom, I'm like, man, we used to go on sprees and shit. Like, we knew where them fucking trees was at, man. Like that shit was spread. This is in the early '80s and shit. That shit was spread. If a motherfucker like was walking home from school and spotted a peach tree and shit, motherfucker come back to the block, back to the projects and tell, yo, I know where some peaches at. I know where some peaches at. Or I know where a berry bush at. This behind this crib on 7th Street and shit. Like I done been caught in motherfuckers' yards as a shorty. I done been caught cherries, all of that. I done been caught in motherfuckers' yards and motherfuckers' trees and shit. You know what I'm saying? I done been caught in motherfuckers. I was telling my mom, she was laughing like a mother. She's like, "Is you for real?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, man. We done been in motherfuckers' trees, man. Motherfuckers come out their crib like, yo, man, what the fuck is y'all doing in my yard? Chasing us out their yard and shit, like motherfuckers jumping over fences and shit, trying to get away. Like robberies." But um, that's what it was and shit. That's what it was. Some cities don't allow fruit trees anymore. I'm in Pennsylvania. I don't think no fruit trees was growing in New York City unless it was like Queens and shit like that. Like they got regular neighborhoods. The Harlem with them high-rise buildings and shit like that. I don't think they got no apple trees and peach trees and shit like that. You know what I mean? Trey Buck said we had them everywhere in the South. My great grandmother had a pecan and peach tree. I would literally sit under the tree all day as a kid eating them. Yeah. We get up under the tree and start shaking the motherfuckers and shit until they start falling out the tree and shit. You know what I mean? Word. I ain't worried. I've been on sea moss, ginger, turmeric. Hope I haven't just been watching and not applying it. Motherfucking problems. Mike Hayes, keep up the good work. As I said before and shit, man, make sure y'all use all the information. Don't wait until you diagnosed and you get sick to start eating right. You can everybody here can start eating right today. Everybody here can start eating right today. My man said mango trees in Jamaica, they is all over. Queens, Springfield Gardens, fruit trees all day. Granny had a pear and apple tree in Alabama. Seattle got apples and plum trees on the street. Some shit we take for granted as an adult and shit, but you know, as shorties and shit, we used to seek out them certain neighborhoods that had them trees and shit. Word. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notifications. I feel beat down. I feel beat down. I never. My father passed from cancer, but I wasn't going to the hospital and shit like that. I wasn't trying to see him. My mother and them dealt with that and shit. But my man, he's real popular. And I have to say this because it left a foul taste in my mouth. When people was going through health problems and shit, you don't have to put them on social media and shit. Like motherfuckers was going by my man crib taking pictures with him and shit, posting them shits on Facebook and shit like that. I didn't like that shit at all. Like everything ain't for the fucking internet. You know what I'm saying? If you want a picture with a motherfucker, don't wait until they fucking sick and dying and shit to start taking pictures of. You can go and visit a motherfucking acquaintance you have, a friend you have, a loved one you have. You might not even be speaking to them. Go take a picture with them today while they healthy and post that. Don't wait till a motherfucker's terminally ill and start fucking posting pictures of them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit wasn't cool. And I was around him. I was around him. I was around him. It never crossed my mind to take no fucking picture with him and post it to the fucking internet. Like that shit was pissing me the fuck off. Like I don't understand what people get out of that. Taking pictures of motherfuckers who, you know what I'm saying, they ain't in their best health and shit like that. Like that's not cool. It's not everybody's fucking business. It ain't. Everything ain't for the internet. It's a lot of sick motherfuckers in this world that don't be fucking thinking and shit. Shit was pissing me off. God literally give us everything we need for free. Honestly, we don't need to go grocery shopping for many things and shit. Yeah, some shit need to remain in the house. Like it ain't everything shouldn't be uploaded to the fucking internet, man. I've seen people post deceased motherfuckers in the casket and shit like that. Like that ain't cool. That's like it's actually disturbing. I unfollow the motherfucker for doing some shit like that. I don't want to look at no deceased motherfucker on the timeline, man. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I've been getting right since the early morning treadmill, but I'm saying we gotta apply what you be giving us because I promise it's real. It is real. And you don't have to take what I'm saying to you as the truth. You can Google or you can go to YouTube. It's all kind of good information on YouTube. It's a doctor on YouTube that has a YouTube channel. I forget his name. Y'all know him. He a white dude. He got a bald head. I can't remember his name, but he make videos all the time. You know what I'm saying? And he give you good information. He's the one who got me devoted to garlic. He didn't just make a video about garlic. He told how you should properly consume garlic. I can't remember his name. But y'all know who I'm talking about. He's a white guy, got a bald head. And he was talking about how when you eat garlic, you shouldn't just eat it right away. You should cut it open and dice it. And when you do that, it ignites an enzyme inside the garlic. It kind of like activates it. You dig? But you got to find somebody that you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? You got to find somebody that you're comfortable with and consume that information and shit. Just for the record, the people that I grew up with, the niggas that I grew up with, the ones my age, they don't look like me. I got one homie that look like me. His name is Roro. You dig? Me and him, the only ones that look like this. We the only ones that got muscles. We athletes. We natural born athletes since we was kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to like older dudes that lift weights and shit, they applaud me and they tell me, yo, if you stay on that, what you on, you're gonna look like that when you're 60. You're gonna look like that when you're 70 and shit. I'm telling you this, young blood. You dig? So the life that you saved, he said, Dr. Mandel, that's his name. Motivational doc. Allison, thank you. Allison, it's a natural painkiller. In order for you to release the Allison and garlic, you got to cut it up. Make sure that y'all be absorbing this good information. It's free. It's free. If y'all will get online and listen to Hassan Campbell, listen to a bunch of these ignorant ass niggas, you should be able to get online and listen to something that will enhance and save your life. His channel is called Motivational Doc. Everybody, he said, it's Allison. Thank you. Everybody in here should be subscribed to that dude's channel. My mom love your content. I got you on the Bluetooth. Thank you. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Mama. Thank you. And yeah, this is important that we share this information amongst us. People be sharing all the corrupt shit. All the corrupt shit, man. It's a bunch of retarded shit to be online. Like, you got to be careful, man. Like, make sure you filtering this shit for real. And yeah, I'm a living testimony of it. Like, one of my young niggas said this to me a few months back. He was like, yo, you almost 50 years old. I said, yeah, I'm 47. He was like, God damn. He said, man, I thought you was in like your late 30s or some shit. He said, you a roll? Y'all almost 50? I said, yeah. He said, man, you niggas is blessed. We not just blessed. We practice this shit. You dig what I'm saying? We fucking exercise, man. Like, We exercise, we lift weights, man. We jog, we do calisthenics. Like, y'all can do this shit too. Y'all can do this shit too. You're not gonna wake up and just be in shape. It's a fucking lifestyle, man. If you want to be here, if you want to be here, you gotta practice this shit. My man said, you call it the Bruce Leroy glow. I call it having my dribble right. For real. And again, all of the cats around me, like, it's just me and my man bro. Like, I got homies just with super athletes having surgeries and shit like that. Like, I ain't never had no surgery. I ain't never had no nothing, nothing, nothing. I ain't never had nothing. Like, ever. I'm serious. And I believe that has a lot to do with me being an athlete. Like, when we was I did everything, man. Gymnastics, track, football, basketball, cross country, like swimming. I can't stress. I did I tried soccer at a point in time. I never played baseball and shit like that, but I'm serious. Literally every sport, man. I was dying to get a jersey from somebody. Like, that was life to me, man. Like, I need a motherfucking jersey. You know what I'm saying? I need a jersey. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all remember field day in school and shit. Y'all grew up in the 80s. Y'all remember that day when you go to the gym and you had to do all them fitness tests and shit like that? I used to blow through that shit. Y'all remember the big rope in school? Y'all remember the big rope? Having to climb the rope in gym class and shit? I was climbing the rope to the ceiling in elementary school, touching the motherfucking ceiling in the gym. In elementary school, man, my gym teacher's like, man, Jamil, man, that's enough. Like that's enough, yo. Like, you made your point, man. Like, god damn, like, touch the fucking ceiling. Touch the fucking ceiling. I'm dead serious. My man said they put the records on the wall. Yeah, the peg board and shit like that. Like, used to kill that shit. Look forward to that shit. Like, blow that shit out of the water. Like, blow that shit out of the fucking water. For real. He said everybody wanted to show out. We did show out, man. I don't know if school is like that anymore. I got a homeboy who called me today, right? And he used to be a professional boxer. He actually boxed Oscar De La Hoya before. He's he didn't got a construction job, right? And he be doing masonry. You know what the nigga told me this morning? He said, man, I should have been paying attention. He said, man, when we was in school and metal shop and wood shop like that, he said, man, that shit didn't mean nothing to me, man. Like, he like, man, I work on a construction site and I be doing shit on the site. And I'm like, man, I remember this shit from school and shit. You know what I mean? He like, I remember this shit from school. I don't think they have those types of classes in school anymore and shit. Like, in the 80s, they they had that was a class and shit. Metal shop was a class. You learned soldering and you was fucking with blow torches and shit like that. Like, wood shop. Like, when you was in wood shop and they got you on that fucking that bandsaw and you cutting shit and shit like that, they was teaching you a fucking trade. Like, my man was like, man, I can be a boxing trainer at any time. He like, that shit is in my spirit. He like, this shit right here, I'm on this right now. He said, man, when I was in school, man, I would have been paying more attention in fucking wood shop. Like, I was telling him, I'm like, man, it's been said by certain people, like Nas' father told him in Jungle to quit school. Have you seen the documentary? Nas' father told Jungle and Nas to quit school. Like, man, you don't need that shit, man. Like, you need to go get a trade. Like, learn to be a plumber, or like the shit that you learning in school, it don't help you. Your most valuable lessons you learned after school and shit. All of the good information to save your life, you didn't learn it in school. You learned very basic education in school, how to read, how to spell, math. That's it. Like, your great lessons in life, you learn on your own, or you learn at home, or you learn through trial and error and shit like that. You dig? Make sure that you educating yourself, man. It's a weapon. My man said, I make six figures doing HVAC. The shit that they was teaching us is my man said, I got A's in welding, but then my dad was a welder, so it may be in my DNA. I took that wood class and I'm still woodworking. That's called being a mason, right? Like you do countertops and cabinets and shit like that. Like that's some shit that'll pay you for the rest of your life. Not only that, you could start a company if you mastered that shit. You could start a fucking company. My man said I built David Bowie shelves. Math and reading is all you need. They will take people to. I went to college. I enjoyed college, but most people that I know that went to college, they didn't utilize their accreditation and shit. Like I got a homie that graduated from college. He's a personal trainer. He didn't. He got a bachelor. He didn't use that shit in life. Like that shit was just like I don't know a bill. You know what I'm saying? I am a merchant seaman. Started washing dishes. Now I'm a chief engineer. CDL license is like a college degree. Yeah, that's getting back to what I was saying about things that we learned in school, like the five basic food groups. That shit wasn't good information. We know that now. Shit, like the five basic food groups, dairy, cheese, all that type of shit, milk. That takes you straight to the doctor. You going straight to the fucking doctor and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cats used to laugh at me when I took vocational classes. Now I make more than them with no student loan debt. That's carpentry, masonry work with bricks and concrete. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Trade school saved my life. We need home ec back in public schools. They don't got none of them classes no more. Home ec was the shit. My man said save mine too. Sosa DiBiase said I went to school for 7 years and now I'm a truck driver. I appreciate y'all for coming here. I had to get that off my chest. Like I seen one of my friends. He's a good friend, man. He was a real good dude, man. Marvin Jones, rest in peace to you, player. He could hoop too. He's a left-handed. He's a left-hand guy, man. He's power forward and shit. I just seen cancer just eat him up, man. It just ate him up. I ain't bullshit. Ate him up. Ate him up. You know what I mean? He was a big nigga. When you somebody you grown up with, they've been big, you know, healthy, just big. He was a big dude all his life, and then you turn around, you see him, and he looks worse than the. It was bad, man. But he's resting now, man. I'm gonna miss him. Um, his funeral and repast is gonna be like a concert because it's gonna be nothing but fly bitches and hustlers there and shit. And at that point, we're gonna celebrate his life. We're gonna celebrate his life, man. He was really really something. He's a really nice guy and shit. Really nice guy for real. Joe Mule Trucking, I appreciate the super chat. What up, bro? Diesel mechanics get bread. I just got our ones for 1,800 for a blown tire. I had to pay it and keep it moving. Oh, the diesel mechanics, they the mechanics to come when the trucks break down. JC, what's up? JC says go to the doctor, black man. Yeah, don't wait until you start having problems, man. To panic and go try to save yourself all at once. You can start saving yourself today. You can start saving yourself today. Put something good in your body. You know what I'm saying? Watermelon is now known as a superfood. This is something that we took lightly. We used to have watermelon eating contests and shit at family reunions. Just fucking the watermelon up. Just plowing through it, just fucking it up, man. You need to take your time and eat the watermelon, man. Eat the seeds and get that. It's a natural hydrant. You know what I'm saying? We need to get that and embrace that. Excuse me. Milk and dairy is the worst, creates mucus which your body don't need and shit. You help save my life. I tell you that all the time. Thank you. Watermelon comes in a couple of different flavors and shit. They got the orange one, they got the yellow one, and they got the red one and shit. It's hard to find real watermelons. I told this farmer that recently and shit. I was at the farmer's market and I'm like, yo, these got seeds in them. He was like, yeah, I grew them myself. I pulled him to the side. He's an older white guy, farmer and shit. I said, do you know that this shit is rare? Do you know that they don't sell these anymore? Do you know that like this is a problem in the community? Finding watermelon with seeds. Let me get 3 of them. I buy them in threes. I don't. When I see seeded watermelon, I don't buy one. I buy 3 of them. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I buy 3 of them. I buy 3 of them. It's some guy. It's some guys in New York City. They young dudes too. They selling watermelon in the hood. They making big money. They send a truck out every day going out to see farmers. I don't know if they're going to the South to cop or whatever, but watermelon is an industry in the fucking hood now and shit. That's crazy, right? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that the watermelon industry could be like the marijuana industry? Same type of money a motherfucker. And you got less competition. There's dispensaries everywhere. It's niggas selling weed everywhere. It ain't niggas selling watermelon with seeds everywhere and shit. Dig? So it's almost like you got good dope in the drought. It's almost like you got good dope in the drought if you got the watermelon plug. You know what I'm saying? I just finished the orange watermelon today. It's so good. Everybody that's here, make sure y'all get that up in you. Make sure you study the vegetables that's real and some that's been grafted. Like I've been told that broccoli ain't no good, but make sure that you find exactly what's good for you. Study it. Google search is something that wasn't always accessible to people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Google search is your friend. It's gonna give you the information. And not only that, YouTube is your friend. Don't just come here and just watch perverted shit, yo. Watch something that's gonna save your life. For real. Same thing with the seeded grapes. Eat the seeds too. Yeah. Watermelon is a good hustle for real. It is. SereneHerbs.com. They probably gonna flag my video because they don't be liking you can get on here and talk all type of deaf shit online, but there was a time when I shared some information during the pandemic. They took the video down. They said we don't allow this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't even do nothing. I was just sharing some information that I had and shit. You can get on here and talk murder all day. We can get on here and fight all day. We can argue between each other all day long. Pull up. I'm gonna do this to you. Yada yada yada. They ain't got no problems with that. The moment that you step to this camera and try to save lives, they got a problem with that. Diggs. That's a reflection of the world that we live in today. Joe Mule, raw veggies every day. I keep veggies and fruit in my truck. Hauling heavy equipment keeps me in shape. Throwing chains and binders, you got to be in motion. It's a great exercise. Get the shilajit, the ashwagandha, and the burdock root. You know what I'm saying? And get the black seed oil. These are some of the foundational nutritional ingredients prescribed by Dr. Sebi. Again, I don't agree with everything that he says, but some of the shit is I my beard just started growing all crazy. My nails is growing all crazy. These are signs of being healthy. You dig? I just pulled some dandelions from the yard for my smoothie. Bitter but good for you. You can dig the root. That's better. Use the flower for tea. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm eating cauliflower rice instead of carbs. That's a good idea. And quinoa. Quinoa is great. So I'm about to get up off of here. I had to come here and get this off my chest, man. Rest in peace, Marvin Jones. You will be missed. Um, Very special guy. I can't stress that enough. You know what I mean? One of the most popular niggas I ever known. Everybody knew this nigga. All the girls liked him. Like, just, you know what I mean? An angel on earth. but you will be missed. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta add this. It's been my experience that when the creator wants to get everybody's attention, and he wants to get everybody's attention, he will take a certain person. You know what I'm saying? He will take a certain person from us to get everybody's attention. And I believe that's what's going on right now. But that's in my personal life, and I just want to get on here and share that with y'all. Shit. Fasting. I'm glad you said that. That's the last thing I gotta say. Fasting. Fasting is very, very important. The eating 3 meals a day. That's I know that I'm understanding that to be dangerous, and the reason why a lot of the United States is obese. I seen a picture last night of American citizens in the 1950s and shit like that, 1960s, and today. It's like normal to be obese today. You dig what I'm saying? And the way that society is, they not trying to encourage fitness and shit because they got all this shit to cover it up. I just seen a fucking t-shirt for men that hold your stomach in place. I just seen a fucking wife beater they got for men. It's like Spanx for men and shit. Like when women be having Spanx on under their clothes and shit, so you can't see all they fat and shit. They got a motherfucking t-shirt for men that holds your fucking stomach flat so it don't look like you fat. Man, that's disrespectful to a man to even sell or buy some shit like that, man. Take your motherfucking ass to the goddamn gym, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fat bitches and shit, getting surgeries and shit. Like, you're still fat and disgusting and shit. Like, it don't change your mind frame because you didn't just went and got some fat cut up off your ass. You ain't gonna do nothing but gain that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Bitches with no ass spending $5,000-$10,000 on an ass. That's not gonna stop you from dying and shit. You could have bought some. You could have bought some holistic shit in the gym membership. They got electronic bikes now. Motherfuckers don't even pedal their bikes. You're not even getting no exercise on the bike. All the bikes you see motherfuckers zooming around, they got motors on them and shit. Motherfuckers don't even pedal no more. That's why everybody fucking fat. That's why everybody fat. You think what I'm saying? And you're gonna learn this too. When you come back to a pedal bike, you be like, this is hard. It's because your fucking legs ain't fucking developed no more and shit. You an adult. When you a kid, you riding your bike every day. It ain't nothing. You popping wheelies, jumping ramps and shit like that. Get the age and this shit and don't get on a bike. First thing you gonna say is, man, I'm tired. You only rode a motherfucker to the corner. You only rode a motherfucker around the block. I'm tired. My legs hurt and shit. That's because you're not exercising. That's because you're not exercising. This is the fucking truth. This is the truth. You dig what I'm saying? So for y'all who have given up on riding pedal bikes for the motor joints and shit, it's not going to save your life. It's not. It don't do nothing for your cardiovascular system. It's not going to make you sweat. It ain't going to make your skin glow. Nothing. Nothing. Why the fuck would you buy a bike that you don't got the pedal? That don't make no sense to me and shit. He said, Gully, you shouldn't fat shame. Man, suck my dick, bitch ass nigga. The fuck you think you talking to? Fat people die. Obesity kills motherfuckers. The fuck is you talking about? Bozo, the fuck out my chat. Well, you shouldn't fat. Get your dribble right. That's my motherfucking motto. I've been saying it the whole time. I've been saying it the whole time. Get your motherfucking dribble right. That's what this platform is predicated on. Fitness, finance, and fashion. You dig what I'm saying? Get that shit in order. Get your fat, sloppy, goofy ass the fuck up out of here, bitch ass nigga. I'm out. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Peace.